Hello, all. Welcome to today's review of India versus Pakistan. Well, the forecast for today was rain, thunder, and lightning. The rain certainly didn't happen, but the thunder and lightning did happen from Virat Kohli's bat. What a stupendous innings today of 82 not out from 53 balls to take India to a 4 wicket victory over arch rivals Pakistan, thus setting India's campaign on fire in this T20 World Cup. My emotions are still upbeat. It's been 2 hours after the match, but I'm still feeling those goosebumps. Sumit, how are you feeling after that electrifying match today?
Yeah, Sujay is still recovering. It's been a long time, but yeah, still can't get my head around to it. So a lot of things happened over the match. I mean, the cricket was one thing. One of the thoughts I had was this is the first ever review we are doing on our channel, and it is India versus Pakistan. And at that time, it seemed India is going to lose very badly. So I was thinking it's such a bad omen, right, to start with a India loss.
Yeah,
So a perfect way to start our first review on this channel. So I'm thankful for India for that. And the second thing was I watched the match in English commentary till the 11th over, I think, and nothing was working at that time, right? Even they were playing the spinners in a slow manner, taking singles and everything. So I usually have this weird habit wherein I change the commentary if things are not going well for India. So I went to Hindi commentary, and the next over they attacked Nawaz, I remember. So I then could not change the commentary, and then Virat kept batting, and I got stuck because now if I change the channel to English commentary, which obviously has Harsha Bogle and good commentators, right? Not like the Hindi ones are very bad, but sometimes the commentary is a bit over the top, right? Like Akash Chopra and Sanjay Bhangar and Gautam Gambhir were doing the last three overs. Still remember, my God, and they overhype a lot of things.
yeah,
So, but I stuck to it because yeah, and I kept sitting the same position. I noticed Rohit Sharma was standing today. If you noticed,
right,
for Mumbai Indian matches, this guy is chill and sitting all the time. Today, he was
right.
just standing, and the superstition I think is true, right? When if two players are playing well, nobody changes the position. Rohit Sharma sat throughout the sorry. He was standing throughout the second half of the match, I think.
True.
And same, I was sitting, but I was sitting in a chair. I could not move. So, uh, very worth it by the end. And yeah, too many emotions and I still.
Yeah,
So what we will do is like we'll just try to go over the scorecard in a summarized manner, and then go over the innings progression and the turning points we feel. Because if we start, going in detail, because this match was brilliant actually. All credit to Pakistan also for the fight back, and if you go into every nuance in detail, this review will be 2 hours long. So I doubt people want that as long as the match only. So coming to the scorecard, as you can see, Pakistan 160 for 8. Shan Masood 52 of 42. I think whatever he had today for breakfast and whatever schedule or routine he followed, he should follow that forever in this tournament. Because this guy could not put bat to ball initially. He could have taken an edge. Kohli missed a very simple run out, which I don't think happens very often. Then this catch fell short for Ashwin. He hit a spider cam when hitting and he couldn't get caught. And then Ashwin
yeah,
dropped him off his own bowling. So this guy lived a charmed life. And 52 or 42, he was there yet not there. So we'll discuss that in detail when you go the Pakistan innings. Iftikhar Ahmed, the X factor for me, long handle, good sixes, and he took out Akshar Patel totally, and spoiled Rohit's plans in a way. So very good innings. Shain Afridi a handy 16 of 8. So nothing much to discuss there. Hardik Pandya, thank God that this guy bowls now because this was a very senior friendly wicket. We didn't could not afford to have 8 overs of spin. So this guy put in the 4 overs, brilliant. Arshdeep 3 for 32, first ever ball in a World Cup, and this guy got a wicket of Babar Azam. So
it's
no
a
words
dream
for him.
start.
It's
Yeah,
a dream start, and he made everything look so easy. The new ball was whizzing past. Shan Masood looked completely close. He should have got him, but he was unlucky, I guess. And he set up Rizwan so well, kept bowling on off because this guy keeps slapping everything to the leg side, but he kept bowling on off, and then he just bowled that one ball a little short on the off stump, and this guy then got tempted and just tried to pull him and got caught. Bhuvneshwar, one of the selections we and you have discussed a lot whether to play
right.
or not, but today was the day this guy should have played, and he did a brilliant job. So yeah, now you get the good part. India innings. So yeah,
Yeah, moving to the India innings, obviously the halfway mark, cricket fans all over knew that 160 is going to be a tricky target, considering the quality of Pakistan's bowling attack, right? Because that is their strongest suit. And the chase did start off that way. India was rocked early at 10 for 2, losing
yeah,
both openers, Rohit and Rahul. But Virat just carried the innings throughout, right? At one point, we were struggling at 31 for 4, and it was a renaissance from there. I think he shepherded Pandya through the innings as well, with a 100-run partnership. So that's the glittering stat you can see there at 82 not out of 53 balls. Pandya's was a very funny story, right? He started off in a cool and calm way, then set the stadium alight with a couple of sixes from Nawaz, and strangely at the end of the innings he just got stuck, right? He was trying
Yeah,
to whack the bowling. You could see he was really trying hard to get his shots going, but it wasn't going through, and it just became a runner ball innings. Surya showed a lot of promise. I remember the very first shot that he played, a straight
straight
drive of
drive.
Naseem Shah. That showed that he was really in the zone today. And then against the run of play, he tried to glide a ball to third man and got caught. So
Mhm.
that was very against the run of play. And when he fell, it was 26 for 3, and the situation looked dicey. So all credit to Virat Kohli for taking the innings to the very end and pulling India over the line. On the bowling front, I think Harris Rauf was spectacular. I think we
Yes.
should take a minute to just give him the required credit.
Yes,
The
yes.
figures here might look expensive, but take into account that his last two balls went for sixes. So it was actually 3.4 overs, 2 for 24. Where he really kept Pakistan in the game, to be very honest. Nawaz obviously was expensive today. One over of his went for 21
Yeah,
runs, and this last over went for more than 16 runs. So it was his spell that virtually decided the match. And Naseem, the promising 19-year-old
yes.
youngster that he is,
Brilliant.
again showed his skill today, right? 4 overs, 1 for 23. He was the perfect foil for Harris Rauf, and was instrumental in Pakistan making a comeback with the ball. So that
Hmm.
was on the scorecard today, and let's now open the floor for further discussion on today's match.
So one point I'll make, as you mentioned, like Pandya wasn't getting bat to ball. So same shots he was trying in the Asia Cup, and I remember he hit Harris Stoff for boundaries and sixes. Right. Today it was the MCG, a faster wicket and a bigger boundary on the side. You could see the difference. He could not like lay bat to ball, and that's where the goat comes in. He just took it away from him. So I think Pandya rescued us, stabilized us, but at the end, I think yeah, he was nearly cost us the match in a way. But innings, I think the first most important factor was the toss that we won, and I remember messaging Sujay that time that. Thank God we are not batting in these conditions. Otherwise,
Right,
we would have been in the same soup as Pakistan. Because their bowlers also no less. So let's give credit there as well. A bit of luck was in India's favor, along with no rains. And the start was brilliant, as I discussed with Arshdeep and Bhuvi. And after that, it was a little bit of counter attack by Iftikhar. And Shan was living a charmed life. He somehow survived and actually survived till the end of the innings, which is again a great thing. So till 10 overs, nothing really happened. It was a slow match, and we thought, okay, they'll land up with like 130, max 140 with this bit of hitting in the end, right?
right.
The six hitter was going to come. So yeah, we were waiting all for him. So we'll discuss later how that went out.
Yeah.
So till 10 overs, everything was good. But then Iftikhar, once he attacked Ashwin, I was sure that this guy is going to go after the spinner. So at that point, Rohit brought on Akshar. So do you get that move, Sujay, or do you think yeah he was trying to get one in? Like
Yeah, actually, if you think logically, it didn't make sense because it looked like if the car was ready to, use the long handle against the spinners, he had already done that against Ashwin the previous over. So it was
mhm.
a bit surprising that he suddenly brought in Aksar, but probably I think he didn't anticipate that Iftikhar might go so hard, right?
Yeah,
Iftikhar, I think that entire over from Aksar, he just didn't back down. He just went shot after shot after shot every ball,
yeah.
right? So
No
I think
intentional
that
single also.
was,
I
yeah,
think
I
he
think that was
just hit
something
it.
Rohit didn't anticipate. Probably he thought he might not go so hard and let me just try to sneak in an over of Aksar somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think that was a wrong move in hindsight, and probably Rohit also would acknowledge that after the game.
Yeah, because today Pandya was going to give you 4 overs, right? So it was then
Right,
Ashwin and Akshar giving you four. So that's where I think we lost the like moment. We gave them the momentum because by then the game was in a grip.
right,
And after that, the batting. So Iftikhar got out, and then we had a mini resurgence, right? Because then Pandya came into the picture, and these guys also had a very weird strategy where they were promoting their bowlers over the batsmen.
Right.
So you again understood that move, or
I
was it what?
yeah, I think for fans who are listening to our podcast and might have followed the try series with New Zealand and Bangladesh, which Pakistan had, so they were constantly promoting Shadab, right? And Shadab has
Yes.
potential. Let's not deny that. But today's
Yeah.
situation demanded that a proper batsman come and follow up Iftikhar's efforts, right?
Exactly.
He had laid the stage open. In fact, if somebody had followed up on his efforts, they could have even gone up to 170, right? 170,
Exactly.
175,
Exactly.
and that would have definitely been beyond India's reach today. The quality of
Definitely.
attack and the pressure that was there. So that was a bit, shocking that they decided to promote Shadab. I do understand they were trying to up the ante, but I think that was a wrong move. They should have gone for, Haider
Heather
Ali, yeah, or Asif,
or
yeah.
even
Your thoughts on
Asif
that?
Ali.
Yeah,
Yeah. Same thing. I think Heather Ali could have been given some more balls because he's the proper batsman, right? If he
right,
can play 8, 9 balls and start hitting, this guy just then came and started hitting from ball one. Again, not the best strategy because I think some overs are still left where you could consolidate. So they missed that trick as well. So those 3 wickets derailed them.
right.
And after that, our six hitter came, and he looked at C as always. And today, the short ball, he like ducked. I don't understand that shot. I think he was saving himself. I don't think
Yeah.
he was ducking. He just hit him and he
Yeah,
was
was
saving
he
his.
safe or was he trying to ramp it up? I'm not sure.
No, no, no. I
Yeah,
think he was saving himself, a
yeah,
bodybuilder or something.
yeah.
So that apparently in Pakistan there's an ad, for Asif Ali where there's a mohalla and somebody's window's broken. So the lady asks,
Okay.
"Arey, किसने खिड़की तोड़ दी?" And so somebody shouts from background, "कि अरे आसिफ अली के चक्कर ने तोड़ दी." So that ad man need to be stopped now in Pakistan for some time till this guy actually hits a six.
Mm.
Because even today, if you see, the sixes were hit by Iftikhar,
Right.
Haris Rauf, and Shaheen Afridi.
Shine. Right.
Those were the only 3 six hitters we had in the entire match from Pakistan side. So
Right.
that speaks a lot that how the batters are not real six hitters.
Hmm.
They need to change the strategy.
Right.
So then we were into the death, and me and you again
Sumit, a
had a mini
quick
heart attack.
question before
Mhm.
that, and would love to hear your thoughts. Would you be critical of Shan Masood's innings today? I know he was in a difficult situation. Babar and Rizwan were gone. Obviously, when both of them fall immediately, Pakistan's hopes go down, right? Um,
Yes, yes.
but could you say he could have done better? Maybe instead of a 42 ball 52 innings,
Mm.
maybe like a 65 or 70 run innings. Your thoughts there?
Yeah, so I think first 10 overs, considering how lucky he was, he did his job
Hmm.
where he held one end. But I think the second half, in the last 60 balls, this guy faced around 12 deliveries or 13 deliveries was the stat.
Right.
And I think there's a saying, right, where they always say the batsman needs to be at one end, holding one end. I think Shan Masood got confused which end it was. So he was on the non-striker end all the time. He never
Yeah.
went to the striking end. And this guy was not able to hit sixes also. So he
Yeah.
was, if you saw at the end, he was telling Shaheen, he was giving strike to Shaheen, and he said, Shaheen, you hit sixes. So, and
Which
I think, look,
defies logic, right? I mean, he
exactly.
was the set batsman and he was telling the tail ender to go after it.
And he was the
Yeah.
batsman to start. Most
Yeah.
importantly, yeah,
Yeah.
Shine is the bowler, right?
Yeah.
And I think looking at this, Harisov came and said, "Okay, fine, I'll only hit sixes." So first ball he tonked away for a six, and
Yeah.
after that you expect, okay, he'll take a single or something, and he kept swiping the bat. Nothing
Right.
connected. That's another lucky thing. So yeah,
Right.
Bhuvi bowling the 20th over again, mini heart attack, and once that six went, I was scared. Ki again we are going to witness not the 19th, but the 20th over massacre. So thank God. And the useful runs by Shaheen and Haris Rauf. Shaheen had like 6-4. He had 16, but he
Right.
had a six, a four, and Haris had a six. That's 16 runs of 3 balls. Very critical in the context of the game.
Right.
And if you put the 21 over from, if they, I forgot the name,
Akshar.
the
Iftikhar.
uh,
Iftikhar hit Akshar. Right.
Africa, yeah.
Yeah.
I shouldn't forget his name. Was the best
Yeah.
batsman. My
Yeah.
bad. So 21 runs there, 16 from these guys. So 37 runs are coming from these like few balls actually.
Right.
So that really changed the momentum of the game. From 160, the original target was 130, right? We're thinking 130, 140 is fine. So
Right.
this really boosted it and gave the momentum to Pakistan in the middle of the innings.
Right.
Now coming to India's batting. So did you? That's one thing I saw, right? 160 again in T20 context is not a big score,
Hmm.
and the conditions have changed now. There was
Right.
not so much swing, and it was easier to bat. So, did you find Rohit's and Rahul's approach a bit weird? Because I could see them blocking half volleys. of Shaheen.
Yeah, I think what happened there, Sumit, and again, that is my reading. Maybe
Mm.
I think they still had last year's T20 World Cup game in mind, right?
The first over.
And they were worried that, if they lose wickets up front, it could be a similar story like last time. So you could see, at least from Rohit, I saw he was making a very conscious move of keeping his bat lift down, right? Because he
Yes,
was
yes,
worried that
yes.
the Yorker will get him again.
Or
And
the in-swinging ball, which he
right.
normally misses.
Right. So
Correct,
they were
right.
trying to respect Shaheen a lot. Rahul, for some reason, I
This
just
is
felt played very timidly today. Right.
this is this is the Punjab Rahul when Punjab is on the brink of qualification. This is
Right.
not the Rahul when Punjab is eliminated and then Rahul plays against like that
Right.
innings in CSK. Still remember that is like one of my
Right.
favorite innings. 90 or 40 odd balls it was.
Right.
So whenever this guy plays like in that approach, you just know
Yeah.
things are not going to work out for him. So I don't know why he does
Right.
it, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know. He just goes in a shell. He just didn't look confident today. And whenever he's not confident, his bat angle comes in a very weird fashion, and that's how the inside edges and which hit the stumps happens, right?
yeah,
That
yeah,
is
keeps
very
getting bold.
yeah. So
Hmm.
he looked really out of depth today, and I'm very shocked by that because the kind of potential he has as a batsman after Rohit and Virat, he's the third best batsman in the
Next one,
country, right? Technically.
agreed.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
Surya trumps him down on the range of shots, but
Hmm.
technically he's very good. So that was a bit bewildering. And yeah, I
Hmm.
think the approach from the openers was a bit shocking, which I think you also mentioned. Yeah.
And then Surya comes, Surya starts, and it was a good, positive counter attack. But one thing again, this is what we discussed in our preview as well. If the top three fail, in which case two failed, and Kohli was at time just consolidating. He did not go for shots because he knew now the game
Right.
was, his. He had to be there till the end. So in these cases, I sometimes feel that Surya can just curtail that very attacking instinct because if Pakistan had 8 overs of spin, they did not have a sixth bowler today, right? So there were going to be 8 overs of spin, and this guy is brilliant against spin. He could make up the runs against spin on this MCG wicket.
Right.
So in these cases, I sometimes feel that he does overdoes the aggression thing. When it comes off, it looks very good and pretty, and we are all like, wow. But
Yeah.
sometimes when you lose 3 wickets in 6 overs, it's a miracle we won today. But Virat won't do this always, right? So sometimes I think you need to play as per the situation, just a bit, curtail your
Mm.
match instincts a little bit, and then you go for those shots. Because Hardik did the same, right? In a
Right.
way.
That's
So
a
that's
very
one
good
thing.
point that you mentioned, Sumit, because and that is why AB de Villiers is rated very highly, right? Now,
Yeah,
I
there's
I
the
mean,
situation.
cricket fans would remember there was a particular match against Australia, a test match, where we
Oh,
know AB de Villiers has all the shots in the world, right?
exactly.
And he
Yeah, yeah,
stonewalled
yeah,
that
I remember.
innings to get a draw.
200
25
balls,
not out
30
of
runs.
240 balls or
Yeah,
something.
he and Faf, right?
Yeah,
That one.
so I mean,
Yeah,
imagine the mental strength that he had to pull down all his attacking shots and just stonewall the entire day, right? To get that draw.
yeah,
So I'm not
correct.
telling that, Surya Kumar should have stonewalled today, given the situation, but at least he could have, just played it around for ones or
Like
twos
what
and then gone for the bowling. Yeah.
something what Hardik and Virat did, right? They
Right.
just took singles of Sham of the spinners, right? Asif
Right.
Ali and Shadab, and they didn't attack because they knew now if somebody gets out then in under 10 overs, then the game is as good as over.
Right.
Because Akshar was also bumped up. Yeah, I forgot that part. Akshar was
Yeah.
bumped up to take on Nawaz. He will
What was
last
your
20
take
test.
on that promotion?
I I think it it was like a bonus thing, right? If this
Hmm.
guy comes off good, because they knew the spinners are coming in. So
Right.
Shadab, a leg spinner, Nawaz an off spinner. So ball coming into the left hander, matchup logic again.
Right.
So it might have worked. So I get the management logic why they sent him, but then the run out happened, which is not. I don't know. Yeah, it's his fault. I think you can't
Yeah,
blame
that's a
Kohli.
weird
And
run out, right? I mean,
weirdest run out. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Baba missed it, Rizwan missed it, and still he got out.
And
So he
somehow
was real.
they managed to get the run out. Yeah.
So that didn't work. And then Hardik and Virat batted well till the 11th over and then decided, okay, let's take on the spinners. Pretty similar to what Pakistan did actually. That's when the momentum shifted for them as well
Right.
as for us. So we played well, and once we got, we discussed, right? We need to reach 100 by 15. Leave
Right.
60 for the last five, and then this guy comes the 16th and 17th over. Yeah, your comments on that, because those really broke our back, Haris and
Yeah.
Naseem.
Yeah. See, when it was 100 for 4 in 15 overs, I think most of us would have thought, okay, 60 runs in 30 balls. A well set Virat Kohli, well set Hardik
Yeah,
Pandya, DK in the shed still, right?
yeah.
Game was pretty much in our hands at that point. But then that brilliant over from Roff, I think, where he gave away 5 runs and then Naseem backed it
Fine.
with 7 runs. I think 48 runs of 18 balls was definitely going to be an
Impossible.
uphill challenge, right? So I
Exactly.
think that's where again, I think had it not been for Virat Kohli today, I don't think we were getting over the line today.
Oh,
For sure. It
definitely,
was his
because
brilliance which
Hardik
turned
had
the
lost
match
his
around.
time.
Hardik had lost his timing. DK again fumbled in the end.
Two.
So yeah,
Yeah,
Virat Kohli
he's
won it
not
for
good
us.
against spinners actually. In his defense, he's not so good when he starts against spinners. So he,
Right,
poor guy, got the last over only to come. So I didn't expect much from him. I just wanted him to take a single, which he did,
right,
and then everything happened. So coming to the last 3 overs, one thing I noticed with Shaheen Shah Afridi, right? This guy was not looking fit.
right,
He was bowling in the 130s, and the zip wasn't there, which is normally associated with him. So something which Pakistan needs to think. He played today. I knew he would play even his one leg was working. He would walk and bowl because today was too important. But I think that backfired for them because he wasn't at his best. Because Naseem and Haris bowled very well.
right,
They had a third seamer supporting them. Like our three seamers did very well, right? Plus Pandya was also there.
right,
So that cost them the match effectively by not by playing a half fit Afridi and not playing a fourth seamer and
right,
having two spinners to bowl. Haris, let's go to the last two overs, which are the best ones, I think.
right,
Haris Rauf, I did not expect we were able to hit him, and the way Pandya was playing, nothing was working for him.
right,
Then comes Virat, and those last two balls. So basically, at that point, yeah, we are 30, yeah, we require 30 something,
right.
30 order
Yeah,
in the last
30,
last
28
8
of
balls.
8, and then he hit two sixes to bring it to
20.
16 of 6. Yeah,
Exactly. So
yeah,
once he hit that six of Rough, right, over long on from the back foot, and the ball was like nearly chest high.
right,
That's a next level shot at that pace, right? When he
right.
hit that, that's when I got confidence that okay, this guy is now in that zone
Zone.
which he was in
Right,
2016 and all those peak years of his.
right,
That gave me a lot of confidence that and that broke Pakistan also, because till then Haris Rauf was bowling that length
right,
and banging the ball really hard. Now
right,
he got scared that okay, this guy can hit me six from here also. So
right.
next ball came a bit fuller, and Kohli
Yeah,
being Kohli just flicked it to the leg side.
yeah,
And because now the
right,
touch is so good, the timing was immense, right? It just went for a six directly. So
right.
that over like got the belief that okay, we are actually going to do this, provided
Mm-hmm.
Kohli gets strike. Because
Correct,
we are normally thinking, okay, Hardik against Nawaz, Hardik will
correct,
murder him. But at that point, I was 100% sure we need Kohli. So this guy was going to do it today after a long time, the chase master, right? So what were your thoughts? Okay, one very interesting thing.
yeah,
Nawaz comes in, right?
yeah,
Like the Asia Cup
right.
last over he bowled. What are your thoughts on him turning into a weird medium pacer and the keeper turning? So when the keeper went back, I thought, okay,
Right,
this guy's going to bowl medium pace. But
right.
ultimately, he was bowling with the same run up, and it was fast spin. It wasn't spin. I don't know what it
Yeah.
was,
I
and
I I
I
think
don't.
it
Was that the
was
right move?
more of a tactical ploy. I think. I mean, because if you see, I don't think there was much variation in his deliveries. But maybe, I mean, I
Yeah.
can only guess what the thought process was. Maybe he was thinking if I try to bowl it a bit faster, it might grip off the pitch and then spin maybe more, or the batsman
Okay,
might
spin,
get
fast spin.
yeah, fast spin, or maybe the batsman might get flummoxed because he's habituated to playing my usual spin and might get confused by the variation in pace, right? So I think
Got
that
it.
was what happened. And one point on Harris Roff, I think one very smart ploy that they used today was obviously the boundaries were very large, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
they knew if that they bowl it full, Pandya's just going to go straight down the ground, too long on, right? So I think they were bowling that back of a length cutters, which
Yes.
was like slightly
Yeah.
gripping on the pitch, and then Pandya was not able to get it away. He was trying that
Mm.
tennis sort of smash, but somehow
The
he was the
horizontal
that was messing up
smashy
the
hits. Yeah.
timing. So
Yeah.
the length actually was very good, but Kohli's brilliance actually transformed it into sixes, right? Otherwise,
Yes.
it was a very tough length to hit. Yeah, and now we can
And
discuss the last over from Nawaz, where all the action was there.
yeah, yeah, but I think the main thing is I never seen in my life where a bolt make me so happy. So you get a free hit, and Kohli we know can't paddle, right? That's one of the
Correct,
few things he can't do. So
correct,
it's easy, as you said, third man, right? So a lot of runs went to and third man only. The ball hit the stumps, went to third man. They didn't have a third man as usual. So
correct,
you got three extra runs on a free hit, which Kohli completely missed, and then it boiled down to two of two.
correct.
and you're like, then now you can't lose from there, right?
Correct.
And then
Before
poor
that, what
DK,
about that contentious no ball? I mean, if you
it
see
was, I
social
think,
media, Pakistan fans
uh,
are kind of livid that it wasn't
yeah.
exactly a
So
no ball, that were coming from a spinner, so the ball
no,
would be
no.
dipping.
So
Any
the
thoughts
two
on that?
things, two things here, that firstly, Kohli did not branch out to the crease. He was on his crease. And secondly, there is an Instagram meme I just saw where they have drawn a line on Kohli's waist and the ball is above it. So there is
Okay,
proof now. So yeah, we'll
okay,
just spread that around. People are saying it's not a no ball.
okay.
So 2 of 2, DK, poor guy, he's trying to sweep and he doesn't know where the ball went. He just stumbles out and he gets stumped. I don't know why the
Right.
third umpire came in that, by the way. I still don't
Yeah, I
understand.
mean that was an open and shut case, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
and DK
Yeah,
just walked off.
yeah.
2 of 1, and at this point, I remember we were discussing, should Ashwin just take a single and
Right,
let's take it to super over, and then Kohli can
right.
probably just keep performing. And then Nawaz, and that's what I think. I think one thing which messed up Nawaz was he was doing something which he doesn't do. The keeper was out. No, the keeper came back in. So in the
Right,
same over, he was a medium pacer, then he was a
right,
spinner. And
right.
in both cases, the ball wasn't
He
turning.
looked
So
confused.
he
I
was
think there was a shot where the camera
the
panned on
pressure.
him. He
Oh
looked,
yes, yes.
yeah, he looked confused under
The
pressure. Yeah,
pressure was too much. He bowled two
yeah,
wides, right? He bowled one on the
yeah,
outside off
yeah,
also, and one
yeah,
was on the leg to
yeah.
Ashwin. So once that leg wide happened, I was like very confident that Ashwin, being Ashwin, is a very smart operator. And if Ashwin has to hit somebody like without being set on the grid, it's a spinner, right?
Yeah.
He's a spinner himself. So perfectly aligned stars where number 8 was Ashwin today.
Mhm.
Now, if we had played Chehel, we would not have the extra batter in depth.
Yeah.
So I think it all works out for the end. And Ashwin played a very classy shot. I mean, just the calm with which, because normally people would just hoik, right? And just
Mhm.
try to hit it. He tried to place it over mid off and it went over. It was brilliant. I mean, the calmness with which he did it. Obviously, if Kohli had hit it, it would have been born magical. But
Right.
all's well that ends well. So very like next level match. I think this is the best India Pakistan match in a long time, where
Yeah.
it was so close and where India came back from the dead effectively.
Yeah, yeah, they were gone
Like they
for
should
all
have
money. At one point, they were gone.
initially they should have
Yeah,
won. Like
yeah,
ideally
yeah.
they should have won long back,
Right,
but because they let those extra runs happen and all the luck happened for Shan and everything, we should have batted well also. We didn't bat well also, and then Kohli decided to be Kohli.
right.
And yeah, any words on that? I know it's difficult to talk about him because if you talk about him, be 2 hours. But
Yeah.
today I saw the 2016 RCB Kohli. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
what are
today he
your
was in
thoughts?
his zone, right? And there is a very important stat, I think, which I just saw, that Kohli against Pakistan in World Cups
Oh
has an
yeah,
average of over 200, right?
yes, yes, yes,
So
yes.
these big games get the best out of him. We have seen that he's a big match player, right? And
Mm-hmm.
today I was very happy that he looked confident. He was not scared. Even when we were 31 for 4, you could see the body language. He was going for those quick singles. He was trying to get those doubles,
Yeah, that's
trying
actually.
to take Pandya along with him. So I feel even at 31 for 4, he had that thought that if I stay till the end, I can still win this for India. That is something very important, and that break, seems to have rejuvenated him. He looks like a different
Oh
player
yes.
now. Maybe a month back we were wondering that what does the future hold for
Why is he
Kohli.
taking so many
I
breaks?
think I
Mm,
think he is back with a bang. Kohli 2.0 is
yes, and
back, and yeah, the
mm,
no
one thing
matter
on
how
that,
much
yeah,
we
we.
can praise him
Mm,
today, everything falls short. Yeah,
well, short. And everybody will remember the last 2 overs with his batting, the
right,
hardest of sixes. But one thing which is the bigger component of this innings has been the doubles and the
right,
triples.
right,
So this guy is the fitness level is next level. He's come in the second over. He's fielded for 20 overs. By the way, in the fielding also, this guy saved a lot of runs.
right,
Letting the twos not become threes or the ones become twos.
right,
He saved you 8 9 runs easily there. And while batting, this guy runs like anything. He's an athlete. He's like a next level athlete. So
right,
something which is underrated but should be highlighted, how this guy ran faster, if not as fast as Pandya,
right,
who's also pretty fit, right? But there were twos I remember where he was asking for two, and Pandya said, "No, no, I can't make it back." So
right, right,
Pandya could not match up to his level of intensity and fitness. So that was one thing I really appreciated, because in Australia, because the side boundaries are so humongous, you will need to make a lot of twos and threes.
hmm,
And I think the long offs and long ones will also be pretty far at in some grounds. So fitness is going to be so important. So this hopefully will be Virat's tournament, because this suits him. The bounce, the pace, and the large grounds
right.
completely made for him. So
Right.
yeah, that's pretty much on Kohli. I think we can talk on and on, but yeah,
Right.
we'll
Just
stick
a
to
thought,
this
Sumit,
match.
which again struck me. India's bowling, if you saw, it was seamer
Hmm.
dependent. I think apart from what Ashwin's 4 overs and Akshar's 1 over, so we bowled
Hmm.
15 overs of pace, right? Bhuvneshwar is
Yeah.
brilliant up front, got the ball to swing. Harshdeep
Mm-hmm.
was brilliant. I mean, he really justified his selection today, right? Got the big wickets. He was brilliant
Mm-hmm.
today. Uh, did Pakistan miss a trick by not including Mohammad Wasim or Mohammad Hasnain in place of Asif Ali? I think that
Yes.
would have been the better call considering the surface today, where they had
So
to go for 8 overs of spin. Maybe 16 overs of pace might have
yes,
made a
yes.
difference. Yeah. Any thoughts on
So
that?
again, I'll have to come back. Yeah, yeah. I'll have to come back to my favorite cricketer again. So this guy has played 54 matches for Pakistan. I checked the stats today. I'll be honest. Because I've heard a lot of hype about him today. I said, okay, let me check how bad is he.
Hmm.
So 54 matches, 15 average, 135 strike rate, no 50s.
15 average.
So this
Okay.
guy has, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And no 50s, huh? No more.
Okay.
Some players have like 2, 3 match winning innings, right?
Okay.
To say, okay, I have a specialist role. So this guy has an ultra specialist role, more than DK also. Because DK is a keeper who bats for 2 overs. This guy is a batter who bats for 4 balls and wants to hit 4 sixes, but doesn't manage to in half the games. Half me, I mean, I'll say 90%. Maybe
Mm.
he gets a weak opposition. He hit
Mm.
Afghanistan. I think that's
Mm.
his claim to
Mm.
fame. So if you have somebody so specialized, you you don't play him because he's too special. You let him play in his terrace or nets wherever he hits all his sixes. You play Mohammad Wasim, who will I think play 3, 4 balls himself also. Yeah, how many like how and he
Yeah.
hit sixes in the warm up. I
Yeah, he
remember,
did well.
and
Yeah.
he'll give you ball and he'll give you bowling. So Pakistan needs to let go of certain players if they don't perform so long. I know there's thing giving trust and giving a long rope, but this rope snapped long back, I think.
Hmm.
So hopefully they learn from this and they get the sixth bowling option of Mohammad Wasim, because then you have Shadab, Nawaz, and Wasim at 6, 7, and 8. And today you saw Shaheen, right?
Right.
Decent tailing batter. Harishtroff is like a slogger, right? So you will get something from the lower order. Anyways, Babar is going to play 11 overs next time, so you won't
Right.
get much bat. You won't have time
Right.
to battle a lot.
Right.
So you need to prioritize. Let's see. Hopefully they learn from this game and do well.
Right.
So yeah,
And with
that's
that, let's move to the last portion of this video on how
hmm,
things are going to pan out in the future, right?
yeah,
Immediate,
possible. Hmm,
yeah, next steps for India. The bowling
hmm,
shown today, right? Really good effort. Even though they let Pakistan make 160, I think it was a good
hmm.
start. First 10 overs, I remember it was just 60 for 2. Do you see Akshar getting one more chance against Netherlands and then take a call on him for the South Africa game? What are your thoughts on that? Because today he had a bad day, 21 runs in that
Hmm,
one
hmm, hmm.
over,
So,
and struggled. I mean, obviously
hmm,
got out with the bat also. Uh, Maybe a case for Chahal to be brought in that weakens the batting, but
yes.
could that improve the bowling?
I I think he'll get 2 more games for sure. So Netherlands, I don't expect too much. See, today if he had lost,
Mm-hmm.
then a lot of question marks would have been raised, and then his role would be scrutinized. But he will get 2 more games, Netherlands and South Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and if he does well, good. Because the problem here is if the pitch is of a slow, start-stop nature, this guy
Right,
is a very good bowler. But
right,
today, as Iftikhar showed, he was getting lined up because it was a consistent pace. So you need to be wily in these conditions, like Ashwin is. Ashwin did not. He got hit for 1 6, but his economy was pretty good, right?
right.
So if he can get some variations, or then good. But if we are going to have these consistent pitches, I think he's the only
Then he'll
debatable
be,
selection of
yeah.
the squad in a way. And to replace him, the problem is, as you said, Chahal would have been ideal today, but you really weaken your batting, and then we cannot go with that whole aggressive approach. So then the other all-rounder who's not an all-rounder as per our analysis, Deepak Hooda might come in. You never know.
Yeah,
Although that guy is not a number 7 batter,
right.
but in today's match he could have been useful, because today we didn't have any wickets left,
I
and we were
know.
scared that if Kohli or Hardik gets out, only DK is there who bats for 4 overs. So today Huda might have been useful and he would have played with less pressure.
Right.
So that is one possible change I see coming
Rishabh
in
Pant into
case.
the mix to bring in a left-hander, but then whom do
No,
you
no, no.
replace, right? That is a big
No,
question.
I think the only debatable selection would be now Akshar if he
Hmm?
doesn't do well in the next 2 matches. Otherwise,
Right,
he has played well enough to get a longer rope, I believe.
right,
But
right.
the pitches might not suit his bowling. It's not nothing against him. So Rishabh again, not a sensible choice because then you need to depend on Hardik Hardik for 4 overs, which is never a good case. That
Right.
guy bowls well when he knows he does not have to bowl much. And
Right.
then he ends up bowling whole 4 overs. That's okay.
Yeah.
So let's not pressurize him yet. And his
Mm-hmm.
back is very crucial, right? Let's
Mm-hmm.
not injure it.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, he'll take a rest after this World Cup, I believe. But
Right.
let him let him take rest in this World Cup also. Maybe bowl all overs in the semis and finals,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully.
Mm.
For Pakistan, you see anything?
Pakistan, yeah, as we discussed a couple of minutes back, I really think they need to get Mohammad Wasim in, because again today it looked apparent that they were a seamer shot. Now
Yes.
again when they'll play South Africa again, I'm looking at who Nawaz will line up against in the South Africa game. Right, again it will
Mm.
be Miller there.
Oh
And for
yeah.
Miller, lining up Nawaz is going to be
Very
a
easy.
piece
Very.
of cake.
Yes.
Let's be
Yes.
honest. He's going to line him up and he's going to hit him out
Mm.
of the ground.
And you
So,
have Riley Rosso at three, by the way. So
yeah,
if he
right.
comes early, then even that left-hander is there to take him out.
Right, right. And if
Correct.
they
Correct.
play Parnell as an all rounder at seven, there's
Another
another
left-hander.
left hander in the mix, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
they have
Yeah.
a wide variety of left handers who will go at him. So I think Nawaz holds his place as an all rounder. His batting
Mm-hmm.
again today, he showed a little bit of sparks. He got 9 of 5 balls or 6 balls, where if he had stayed, he could have been dangerous, but we were able to get him out quickly.
Yeah. On time.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he holds his place in the team, but definitely Asif Ali, Iftikhar is no longer in danger after that special
Yes.
innings today. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think they seriously need to get over the hype of Asif Ali and maybe consider Wasim. Yeah.
And one interesting thing which might come up is when Fakhar gets fit,
Mm,
how do you fit him? Because he's a brilliant T20 batsman, but now Shan has performed. So
right.
let's see how Pakistan handles that as well.
Yeah,
So
that is also a talking point. Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much it, guys. So yeah, that's our review. I think maybe we exceeded our allocated time, what we thought we might think, but yeah, too much excitement and too many
Yeah.
emotions involved today,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we'll see you in a next video, and we are like left with one preview. Also, I know we said we'll preview 16s and we will preview 16s, but
Yeah.
today the importance was to review this on
Yeah.
time because yeah, we couldn't think of anything else to be honest.
Yeah.
So our next video will be for South Africa, who have the first game tomorrow. So expect a preview for that team as well. So yeah, over to
Right.
you, Sanjay.
And yeah, I think it was a very special win for us today. I'm sure most of us had a tear in our eye. In fact,
Oh
Virat Kohli
yeah,
himself had a tear in his eye, right?
yes, yes.
That was the amount of happiness because we were dead and buried at 31 for 4. Let's be honest. How many
Mm,
teams or how many players are able to get out of that situation chasing against a quality bowling lineup? So I think
yes.
great win for us today, and made it even more special because it happened on Diwali Eve, right?
Oh yeah,
So yeah,
the fireworks.
great joy today. So wishing you all a very happy Diwali. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hope you liked the video today. Hope we were able to match the action on the
and
field today through our
and cover
review.
all the points. Hopefully, I think we
Yeah,
covered as much as we could remember
yeah,
at this
yeah.
point. I'm sure if we sit back and do a part two of this review, we'll come with more points. But
Yeah,
I don't think anybody wants that. So yeah,
yeah, yeah. So
we'll end at this point.
let's just soak in the win today, and do let us know your thoughts. Hope you like the review, and look forward to our review on South Africa. And consequently, after the India South Africa match, we'll be doing a post match review for the India South Africa game as well. So till then,
Okay.
take care, stay safe, and happy Diwali, folks.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.